Hey guys, it's Sekaar, and today we're going to be going over my Nightblade Brawler Bomber build. I think that's what I would call it. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot different from all the other Nightblade builds that I posted. It honestly feels like it hits like a truck, and to be able to do a lot of AoE damage is so much fun to me. This is some of my favorite gameplay that I've had all patch. So I definitely recommend checking out this build. Please do so. Also, if you're not subscribed to the channel, please do so. It is free and it helps me out tremendously. We just passed 4,700 subs. We're making it to that 5K mark soon, and I would just appreciate everybody that subs. It is so free. It is so awesome. But guys, no more talking from me. Let's just get on with the video. Alright guys, let's get started. First things first, we're going to look at our character sheet. We definitely want to be a Khajiit on our Nightblade. I think Khajiit is the best race for any Nightblade, to be honest. It just gives you so much crit, and Nightblade just is so strong. You could hit crazy numbers with it, and I definitely recommend it. Our attributes are going to be 24 points into magic, 15 points into health, and then 25 points into stamina. It's going to give us a max magic pool of 20.6k, a max health pool of 31.3, and a max stam pool of 19.3. I really like the way that these stats break down. I think that it is a great amount for both magic and stam. This is a pretty hybrid blade, so you're dipping into both resources, and I definitely recommend putting your attributes this way. I had it so that I had more magic at one point, and I felt like I was always running out of stam, so I definitely feel like this is the best way to break it down. Our Mundus is going to be the Shadow to increase our critical damage and healing. And then also we're going to be using the Orzoka Smoked Bear Haunch as our food because that is just the best bang for your buck right now. It gives you so much health, and also the stamina and magic recovery is really helpful too. If you can't afford this, because prices on PC and A are absolutely crazy right now, I recommend also using the Jewels of Mizrael food. It is a very cheap alternative. You lose 300 health, and then also I think you lose 12 magic and stamina recovery, which is absolutely nothing. So if you want a cheaper alternative to it, use Jewels of Mizrael. And then, as always, Vampire Stage 3 to make sure that we're taking less damage at lower health. The Undeath passive is amazing, and I definitely recommend it. I can't stress it enough. Please use this. As far as our gear breaks down, we're going to be using Battle-Orcs as our helmet. We're going to be using a heavy reinforced helmet with a light divine shoulder. What Battle-Orcs does is the one piece gives you weapon and spell damage, and then the two piece is when you use an ultimate ability, you gain weapon and spell damage equal to the amount of total ultimate consumed. So if you use a 500 ult, you get 500 weapon and spell damage. And then on top of that, you get physical and spell penetration equal to 23 times the amount for 12 seconds. So your pen on this build is absolutely insane after you use your ult. I definitely recommend using this. It is great for your damage. Our chest piece is going to be a heavy Mara's Bomb in Reinforced. This is going to be our back bar set on this. So this is going to give you armor, crit resist, healing taken, and then when a negative effect is removed from you, you restore 1977 health, and that can occur once every second. And then when you take damage, you have 6 or more negative effects, you restore 1977 health per negative effect removed, and then you also cleanse them all. So that is amazing for your healing. It's amazing for your sustain because you don't really need to worry about healing too much, and you just become so tanky with this. I absolutely love it. It is getting nerfed next patch, but I think that it's still going to be incredibly strong. I think that the concept of a set like this can't really be nerfed too hard because it is just an amazing concept. So please use this. It is a great way to keep up your tankiness on this build. And then our other set is going to be Plague Break. We're going to be using medium Plague Break hands in Impen. Plague Break is going to be your front bar set, and it's going to give you offensive pen, weapon and spell damage, and then basically you're going to be putting a dot on your enemies whenever you do damage to them, and then if they die with that dot on them, or if they cleanse it, they're going to blow up for a bunch of damage. So it's basically another version of Vicious Death, and I really like it on this build. It is honestly so much fun, and it's been really fun to use Plague Break again. I haven't used it in a while, and it is a blast to use. So our other pieces are going to be a medium trainee belt in Divines. We have one extra slot on this build, so using trainee is going to get your health up as much as possible. We're also going to be using medium Plague Break boots in Impen. Then our legs are going to be heavy Mara's Bomb in Reinforced. And then as you can see, all of our enchantments are going to be prismatic to get our max stats as high as possible. Our jewelry is going to be a Plague Break amulet in the infused trait with a weapon damage enchantment on it. Our mythic is going to be Mark and Ring of the Majesty with the infused trait on it with a weapon damage enchantment on it. It doesn't matter if you go weapon or spell damage. Nightblade ends up the exact same regardless of where you go. So make sure you just build all into one, whether it's weapon or spell damage. Also, Markin is going to give you 200 weapon and spell damage, and on top of that, 2314 armor too. So it is a great way to increase your damage and your tankiness. And then we're going to be using Mara's Bomb Ring in the infused trait with a weapon damage enchantment on it for our other ring. Our front bar weapons are going to be dual wield Plague Break axes. Our main hand is going to be Nirnhoned with a shock damage enchantment on it. This is going to increase your weapon damage as high as possible. Then your offhand is going to be Precise with a physical damage glyph on it. This is going to increase your crit as much as possible. So that is huge on this build. And then also axes are increasing your crit chance as well. So definitely go axes on this build. I tried using maces to increase my overall pen, but honestly, I didn't feel like I needed it after using my Balor ult. So I went into axes with my crit, and I really felt like this is the best way to go. Then our back bar is going to be a Mara's Bomb Ice Staff in the defending trait to increase our resistances as much as possible. We're using Ice Staff because that block mitigation is massive, and I definitely recommend it. Our front bar skills are going to break down like this. We're going to be using Concealed Weapon as our main spammable. We're kind of just using this for those in-between kills. Whenever we're not really getting ready to bomb, we're using this kind of just to put a little bit of pressure on enemies. And honestly, this is just a great spammable. You do so much damage, and you do so many different buffs and debuffs. When you leave Sneak, Invisibility, or Major Expedition, while you're in combat, your damage done is increased by 10% by this, so that's massive. Also, if you hit an enemy from their flank, it's going to knock them off balance. And then also, while slotted, you have Minor Expedition, so it's so stacked. Camouflage Hunter, this is going to be your second skill on your front bar. This is basically just so that you have Major Savagery on your build. That way you're increasing your crit as much as possible. And then also, if you deal enemy damage from an enemy's flank, you're going to get Minor Berserk, increasing your damage done by, what is it, 5%, right? Yeah, 5% I think for Minor Berserk. So that is massive. And then Power Extraction, this is going to be what you're going to want to put on your enemies before you go in for your bomb, because this is going to give you Major Brutality and Sorcery. So it's going to increase your weapon and spell damage by 20%. Then it's also going to give you Minor Courage, increasing your weapon and spell damage by 215 as well. So definitely make sure that you have this on an enemy before you go in for any kind of significant damage, because this is a great way to buff up for your damage. Whirling Blades, this is going to be our execute on this build, so don't use this just anytime during the fight. Use it when your enemy's at low health or if they're roll dodging, because this is a very expensive ability, so you don't want to spam this. You'll run out of resources fast, but it is a great execute to finish off those kills. And then Merciless Resolve, this is going to be a great source of burst damage on this build in between your ultimates. This is I can't stress enough how amazing this ability is. It is just so unbelievably strong. It should be nerfed, but it's not at this point, but I don't know. It is what it is. It is amazing. The amount of damage that it does is insane. After your 5 stacks, hitting somebody with that 5-stack Merciless Resolve after a Soul Tether, massive. And then also, Soul Tether is going to be your ultimate on your front bar. The reason why we're doing this is because we're more of an AoE build on this, because we're using that Plague Break to try and blow up groups. It is amazing the damage numbers I've hit with this and the amount of groups I've been able to blow up, because you could just go in, bait a lot of people, you're getting low health, you use Soul Tether, you'll basically heal right back up to full health if you hit multiple enemies, and then also you're doing so much damage. You hit that, and then you hit your Whirling Blades a few times. It is crazy, and you're just blowing groups up. I love it. Then our back bar is going to be Leeching Strikes. This is a great way to keep your sustain up. If you do not keep this up, you will really be having a tough time with your sustain. I really like this. It's a great way to also keep your health up too by light attacking and heavy attacking. Please, please, please keep this active at all times. It will help your sustain. Please, please, please. I can't stress that enough. Also, Phantasmal Escape. This is going to be your source of multiple things. First of all, it's going to be your Major Evasion, reducing your damage taken from AoEs by 20%. Also, this is going to be your snare removal, so you're going to be able to be using this to remove all snares from you for 4 seconds. Then also, when this ability is active, taking damage, what is it? Taking direct damage reduces the cost of your next roll dodge by 10%, up to a maximum of 100%. So if you take direct damage, that can stack every half second. So if you're taking direct damage for 5 seconds straight, you get a free roll dodge, which is massive. That's amazing. That's so much mitigation. And then your next skill is going to be Resolving Vigor. This is going to be your main heal over time. It's going to be a 5-second heal. Then on top of that, you're also getting Minor Resolve, increasing your physical and spell resistance by 3k for 20 seconds. And then Healthy Offering. This is going to be your burst heal. So if you are getting to low health, you need to heal yourself back up quick. Healthy Offering is going to bring you right back up to full. It is an amazing heal. Now on top of that, you also get Minor Mending for 10 seconds, increasing your healing done by 8%. So you hit this and then you hit your Resolving Vigor. Your heals are going to be so fat with that. It's amazing. And then Refreshing Path. This is going to be your source of Major Expedition, Minor Endurance, and Minor Intellect. This is going to increase your movement speed by 30%, your stamina and magic recovery by 15% as well. So that is phenomenal for your sustain. And on top of that, you're really fast on this. And on top of that, you're also healing when you're inside of it. So that is massive. And on top of that, where is this ability? Refreshing Path right there. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? The Shadow Barrier passive also is when you use a shadow, the ability from the Shadow Tree, you gain Major Resolve, so it's going to increase your physical and spell resistance by 6k. So that is your best way to activate your Major Resolve as well. So you're going to be very tanky after you use this. And then finally, Temporal Guard is going to be on our back bar. This is going to be, the only reason why we have this slotted is because you get Minor Protection, so it's going to reduce your damage taken by 5%. And then finally, our champion points. Our blue slottables are going to be Wrathful Strikes, Master at Arms, and then Focus Mending, and then Ironclad. Our red slottables are going to be Pain's Refuge. Oh, whoops. Sustained by Suffering, Celerity, and Survival Instincts. Then our green tree, the only things that we really care about are Breakfall, Rationer, and Liquid Efficiency. And that is the, actually, you know what? I'll show you what the stats look like buffed up. I keep on forgetting to do this. So our resistances buffed up on this are going to be 31.4k spell resistance and 30.7k physical resistance on our back bar. I'm going to go find I know that there are ads nearby. So yep, right here. So if I go over here real quick and show you guys what it looks like after I buff up my damage, right here, just sitting here, we're at 4656 weapon damage. But if I get my buff up, we're up to 5,866 weapon damage. We get a light attack off too there. We're increasing it as much as possible. So that is a great way to increase your weapon damage. Remember, get that, oh my god, what's this ability called? Power Extraction up on your enemies. That way your damage is just as high as possible. I know I am stuttering at the end here. I was not expecting to do that. That was kind of a spur of the moment thing. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you guys being here. If you guys made it to the end of the video, please don't forget to like the video. It is free to do so, and it helps me with the algorithm so much. So any interactions really help me, whether it's liking the video. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please do so. That's also free. And also, comment on the video. I don't care what you comment. Be like, just say a random, I don't know, what's your favorite fruit? My favorite fruit is blueberries. So let me know what yours is. But guys, also one last thing. If you want to see builds like this live in action, you can catch me live at twitch.tv/Sekaar, where I stream 5 days a week. So come on, stop on by. It's a great time. We really have a nice community over there. So come on, stop by. We'd love to have you. But guys, that is it from me. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Later.